So welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Built for More podcast. I'm here with my coworker and barber friend, Mikey. So what's up, Mike?
What's up?
Okay, so I'm again like I'm not trying to make this centered just around barbers. So if you have a story, please feel free to comment down below. Like this is a podcast centered around unpacking stories and having real conversations, stuff like that. So just for starters, dude, like introduce yourself. Like what do you do? For a living, and then like, what made you want to do that? Like, I should say. I guess I never asked you that.
All right, so my name's Miguel Perez, and a lot of people know me as Mickey or Mickey Blands.
Ha.
And it's like the thing that got me into cutting hair. Honestly, one of my friends would cut hair since freshman year,
Okay.
and it like inspired me a little bit. I just saw the way he would do it. Just he'd cut hair, make money, and it's like, all right, cool, not having to put on like construction clothes is
So, speaking of that, you were doing construction
yeah,
prior to that. So
yeah,
you completely left that behind,
yeah.
right? So like, what was like their turning point? And like, okay, you know what? I'm done with construction work. I'm doing barbering from here on out. Like, what was that turning point for you?
Honestly, I've been working in construction since I was like 10, 11.
Oh shit.
So it's
That's
like my whole
huge.
family always needed help, and they'd help us out. We're young. They'd teach us the trade, and
So you
it,
naturally know how to do shit like
yeah,
already. I know because I remember when you started working here, you kind of already knew what to do. Like you asked me what I needed done for the shop, and I go fuck like you're younger than me. I don't even know how to do this shit. Like I'm more tech savvy than anything.
yeah,
Like if you were to ask me the stuff that you know, I would have know jack shit. Like if I'm being honest, I'm more tech savvy. I'm more like building systems online and stuff like that. Like I'm not really sort of say handy in that sense.
yeah.
I'm not shy to say it. I'm really not. Like it is what it is. So like let's go back to when you started cutting hair. So do you remember the first cut you ever gave, and how did that go
It
for you?
was horrible.
But I mean, you kind of had to go through that, right?
Yeah,
Like I'm like looking back at it now. I'm sure I'm sure you were embarrassed that you fucked it up. I'm
yeah.
sure, but like now thinking back now, like I'm sure you're thankful for that event. Like so,
Yeah.
how did that go for you?
Honestly, well, I would watch hella videos, and the thing that would confuse me was lever open and lever close.
Okay.
That's the two main things like I couldn't get down. So it was my little cousin that I cut up. He was probably like 10, 8, 9, 10, some around there. And the hardest part for me was the lever open, lever closed. I got those two confused.
Right.
So when I was trying to go higher up on the head, I would close the lever.
Okay.
So like you already know, like
Yeah, so it's funny because a lot of people think that like, oh, I'm gonna just watch a YouTube video
yeah,
and I'm gonna start cutting hair. Like I mean, back in the day when I started cutting, I didn't have any of that. I definitely think your generation is very blessed and having a bunch of barbers online that teach how to cut hair because it streamlines the whole thing and makes things super fast. Like your brother-in-law, right? Like
yeah,
he's learning fucking quick.
yeah.
Like I remember when I met him, he was really shy of like cutting. Now he's actually doing a blend like damn near good. Would you say like you kind of taught him a few things or?
Yeah. Well, he would like come through, watch me cut hair, and it was like him watching me. It teaches him the basic steps.
Right.
He learned like the way I do my haircuts. I take the bald line out first. That's like the main thing I
Main thing.
focus on, and then it's just one and a half and half. That's it.
Okay.
No one guard. One guard just detail if I need to. Other than that, it's good with just that.
Okay, so like, what's been like fast forwarding to now, like full circle to now? What has been the biggest challenge for you in building your business? Because I know you just had twins recently, right? Congrats
Yeah.
on that, by the way.
Thank you.
So what has been the biggest challenge that you faced in building your business? Because you're not from Los Panos either, right? You're
No,
from
Los Palos.
Los Palos. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm from same as well. So I can definitely feel you on that. It's tough, right? I mean, what is the biggest challenge you face?
Honestly, it's really just putting myself out there. Like being on camera, like this is all new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of why when I approached you with the idea, you were like, I don't know. But I was like, nah, bro. Like, I just trust me. Like, you have to, you really have to think outside the box and put yourself in positions where you feel really uncomfortable because essentially that's how you grow, man.
Yeah.
Like I mean, for me, from my standpoint, I really don't want to be in the same space I was the year before. At
Yeah.
least mentally, at least that. Like that, like mentality for me is a huge thing for me. because I don't want to be the same person I was. If not, I want to be better than that. You know what I mean? Whether it be helping people like yourself or helping barbers around me, better their craft. That's kind of why, like, I really enjoy coaching. Like, you're also in the mentorship too.
Yeah.
So, like, has that helped you out in any shape, way, or form?
Yeah, it gives me a lot of ideas, honestly. Like, just seeing all the other people on there, seeing how they do their videos, what shots they use, it motivates me. It's like, if they could do it, why can't I do it?
Okay. So, like, what keeps you motivated when things get slow? Because I know I've been there, and I still get those days, and I can speak for myself, but from your perspective, like, what do you do when things get that slow?
Honestly, the thing that keeps me motivated is not wanting to go back into construction. That's the main thing.
I love that because I can relate to that in so many levels because I myself was in a position like that too when I was your age, bro. Like, I used to do field work. I used to do not construction. I used to do truck driving, and I'm sure you can relate to this. I have to go fucking hard in this because if I don't, then I'm not trying to go back to that fucking bullshit job. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like this. I never had a plan B. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's this, and I'm sure you can relate to that in a sense. You know. So let me see. So, like, what is like your next your next few moves that you feel like you see yourself in the next like 5 years or so? Like, what do you see yourself doing? Like, do you see yourself doing high ticket, or do you see yourself just focusing more on like being booked out as a barber?
Kind of like in between.
Okay.
I want to be at the point where I'm able to do at least 5 to 6 haircuts a day, but still making a good amount of money.
Okay, that's honestly a solid goal because, I'm sure you see it on social media. You have to charge high ticket and this and that. Like, I'm completely against on what you don't want to do. Let's put that out there. Like, I'm completely against on if you don't want to do something, then why should you do it? And if you don't want to do something anyways, you're not gonna do it to its full capacity. You know what I mean? You're gonna do it half-assed. You know, and when you do shit half-assed, then what's really the point of doing it in the first place? That's the reason why, like, I took my time in opening up the shop. Like, I didn't want to just open up the shop right after I graduated barber college because I knew I had a lot to learn, especially being a barber back in the day. It wasn't respected as it is today. I feel there's more opportunity nowadays for barbering. Would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, right. So, like, what's it like being around like more experienced barbers? Like, do you ever feel pressure? Like, do you ever feel like you need to like be at that output of like urgency?
I'd say more like it motivates me.
Okay.
Like, it makes me want to push. Like, I see them doing good, so I'm like, all right, you know what? I gotta step it up. I gotta do good myself.
Okay.
So that, like, say I'm around 3 barbers that are doing hella good.
Right.
I gotta step it up.
Yeah,
it motivates me. I gotta get to that same level.
It's that whole saying, like, if you hang around with 5 dumbasses, who's gonna be the 6th one? Well, you are, right? Yeah. It's just vice versa. If you hang around with fucking 3 badass barbers, well, then who's the 4th one?
Yeah,
you are. It's literally who you surround yourself around is what's gonna dictate your future. Like, it's that Warren Buffett said it best. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. That's why I had to quit smoking weed and I had to stop all my bullshit. Like, I used to go out a lot and stuff like that. I had to stop all that because I wanted better for myself and because I knew what I wanted for myself, as well as the shop, the business, and stuff like that. Like, there's no fucking way I'd be charging $100 a haircut talking to you right here, right now, if I was still doing my bullshit. There's no way. There's just absolutely no fucking way. So, going back around to, you said you're not from Los Banos, correct? Like,
No.
So did you work at a shop in Dos Palos?
Yeah, I did.
Prior to coming here?
Yeah.
Okay, and what was that experience like? I mean, you don't have to say names. I get it. Like, it's just more so like your personal experience working in a smaller town. Because LB is kind of small already if you think about it. But DP, you can. I was listening to you with that conversation with your client. You can literally just drive through that motherfucker in like a minute. So, what was your experience like working in a small town like that? Like.
Honestly, for me, like, being fresh out of barber school, it was a cool experience, like, learning, seeing how other barbers cut hair. But, like, it being a small town, you get probably like 1-2 walk-ins a week, and they're all like,
okay,
It's one on the sides.
You're not trying to do that.
Yeah.
So would you say working here has like?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah? Okay.
definitely.
Dope. That's another. My next question too is like, how is your experience working here at Concept at my shop compared to like the shop you were before?
It's cool. Like seeing it's a whole different perspective. Being in a shop where everyone's lined up, chair by chair. I know some clients they get annoyed of it. They'll see like be right next to someone and maybe someone's talking shit about like it being DP. Everyone knows everyone, so it's like one person talks shit. That other person in the chair probably knows that person. So it's
yeah. It being DP. Like and don't get me wrong. Check your mic real quick and see if it's on. Cause I don't.
Yeah.
Cool. Turn it this way, the light, so I can see it. Like that way I can keep an eye on it. Cool. Or just put it like on your lap or something.
I'll put it right here.
Yeah, dope. Cool. That way I can see the light and to make sure. But I get this question a lot because so I was able to grow my business here in Los Banos. Again, I'm not from Los Banos. I graduated in Los Palos. I was raised there. I know the whole town like the back of my fucking hand. A lot of people ask me like, why didn't you open up a shop in DP? And my instant reaction to that is, fuck no.
Hell no.
Fuck no. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with opening up a shop in DP. Don't get me wrong, but for me and the caliber that I want to push, even LB was barely enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the reason why I say barely is because we're starting to see like a bunch of people from the Bay Area come out here. And then not only that, like nowadays too, you really can't blame your environment or your location because nowadays you have social media to kind of help you out with that, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, like the visions I see for the shop, bro, is I see everyone here booked out at $100 a haircut. Why? Because we're not just giving haircuts, we're giving solutions. We're not selling haircuts, we're selling solutions for people that are willing to pay for those prices. That's the vision I see, you know, and people call me crazy when I say those type of things because of who's gonna pay that. Well, I literally had a client today that told me that he went to, you know that brand gallery department?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he told me just now that he spent $400 on a shirt. And to me, that I don't see value in that. I don't see value in spending a 400. I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, do you see value in?
That shit's gonna shrink or fade within a month. So it's
to each his own. To each his own, right? So to me, if I could bridge the gap between giving value and a haircut, then what limit is there? There's really no fucking limit where you can charge for a haircut nowadays. You know, and what I want you to understand too is you're not meant for everybody either. Like everybody wants to assume that you need a big audience to charge $100 a haircut. No, all you need is 140 people. Like, what is like the goal that you have that you want to make a month off cutting hair?
mine probably like I want to get to the point where I'm at least 8 to 12.
8 to 12. That's 100% possible. And let me tell you why. Because you already have a skill. Skill is not a problem. The skill is not the problem. It's people that know you is the problem.
Yeah.
Skill will never be the problem. It's always best known will always be the best. 100%. You know. So like going off by that, like what do you think? There's a controversy between haircut prices nowadays. Like, what do you think people like get mad? Do you think it's a customer service thing when it comes to barbers, or do you feel like oh, it's just a haircut, so it shouldn't be that much?
I feel like a lot of people treat it as it's just a haircut. So it's like if you treat it as it's just a haircut, go to Supercuts.
The thing is that people don't want the quality of Supercuts though. People don't want that kind of quality. They want connection at the end of the day. You know, I'm sure your clients see it too when they come to you. Like whether you talking to them now, they have some kind of connection towards you. That's what they're paying to be in your chair. So like to me, a haircut is just a haircut until someone fucks you up. At that point, it's not a haircut no more, right? It's a you fucked me up, bro.
Yeah.
And what is that person gonna do? 9 times out of 10, that person's not gonna be, oh, it's cool, bro. You know, I'll come back next time.
Yeah.
What is that person gonna do? He's gonna go off and talk shit about you and say, oh, he fucked you up, bro. Te trasquilaron, bro. Don't go there again. I've been there. Trust me, bro. I've been there. I've been cussed out so many times in the beginning stages of my career. I'm never gonna forget this. There was this older gentleman that walked into the shop, and it was my second day in the shop. And it's funny because I thought I had the skill down. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fucking easy. It's gonna be fucking easy." I'm not tripping, whatever. And my coworker at the time, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to lunch, bro." I was like, I'm gonna be by myself." He goes, "Yeah, you got it, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I do." He goes, "No, do you got it or not? Because if not, I'll block up and then and you can come back when I was like, okay, yeah, I got it, bro. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So right then and there, he already pushed me, like, bro, you got this. Stop it. Like, you're licensed, you're qualified. So I was like, yeah, you're right. Fuck that. I'm gonna do this shit. So this older gentleman walks in, and I speak Spanish, so whatever, But me being in the shop for the first time, I wasn't really expecting what I was expecting, right? Like, I mean, you being in the shop for the first time too, I'm sure you were like, oh fuck, this is different from being in my garage, you know.
Like in my garage, it's just me, people I know, so it's like, all right, easy.
It's just your boys,
But then people come in, you're like, oh damn, you see all different types of hair texture, you see cowlicks all over the head.
Exactly. So things start hitting a different avenue now. You're like, oh shit, maybe I need to rethink this. So anyways, back to what I was saying. So he was saying that he was like, hey, can you just give me a three on the sides and a comb over on the side, whatever. And he had super long hair, like super long hair. So, and I thought a three guard. So I was like, okay, cool, I got you. I was cutting his hair or whatever, and then he didn't say nothing about the whole haircut. So I was like, oh, this is cool, like whatever. I'm about to get paid. At the time, I was in $13.
Mm.
13 plus cut.
That was here in LB?
And Fireball.
Fireball.
And I was there for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what's it called? So I don't know if he fell asleep or anything, because when I turned him around, he was like, "Me trasquilaste, bro," like yelling at me, bro, fucking giving me a new one, bro, just yelling at me, saying that I fucked up, and saying that I'm never gonna come here again, this and that. I held it down. I was like, hey, like, you fucking told me. He goes, I told you what, con pinches tijeras with scissors, and I'm like, you didn't say fucking scissors, boy. You said fucking a three on the side.
Three on the side.
Motherfucker, And he was like, whoever gave you a fucking license fucked up, this and that. I was like, hey, that pissed me off. You're not about to tell me who I worked hard for my fucking license. That shit, that shit was hard to get. So
yeah.
Fuck you and get the fuck out. I told him in Spanish. And he's like, no, pinche pato culero, you fucked me up and this and that. And I was like, don't even pay me, bro. Just leave. Just fucking leave. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to fucking. I don't want your money. Like, just leave. And my one of my friends had walked in. He's like, bro, I seen the whole thing, bro. Like you didn't do anything. It was more so a communication problem. Unfortunately, a lot of the times, people at that age don't really.
They don't know what they
want. They don't know what they want, or they kind of just assume, like, since you're a barber, you better know.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Has it ever happened to you where, like,
definitely.
Really?
Like, definitely.
Like, how did that experience go?
Well, it's hard because, like, obviously, people that speak Spanish, like, there's a lot of people that don't know how to ask for haircuts.
Right.
And they show you one picture, but they'll say a complete different thing that they want. So it's like, what do you want? You want a high fade or you want a two fade?
Right.
So sometimes it's hard, but just
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Just talk to your clients a little more, and you're good.
Yeah. So it's funny because there was this experience that I'm never gonna forget. It was my first week here in Los Panos. I was at Manuel's barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I started my journey here in LB. I started from zero. Luckily, I had some clients that drove for me, but over time, it just started getting little and little. But I'm never going to forget this client. He walked in. He goes, hey, I'm with your client from Fireball, whatever. And I was like, oh, shit, cool. What's up, bro? I got you. And at the time, I got a price raise. I was $25 a haircut. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, this is dope. $25 a cut. Like, I'm making money now, At least so I thought. And so I remember I was talking to him or whatever, like, catching up with him, whatever, and I don't know what it was, but it made me, when I got done with the haircut, it looked cool, like, it was solid, and I don't know what it was, but I wanted to shave his neck with the razor, but I did it dry. I did it dry, and oh boy, um, you know when you're going whatever, you turn around and then you turn back, you turn around again, like what the fuck? That's literally what happened to me. Like I turned around to grab something or whatever, and then I was like, oh,
You see all little spots.
there was more than little spots,
Oh,
bro. It was on both sides, like a bunch of little cuts, and I was like, hey, bro, he goes, what, you good, bro? I mean, you didn't feel that? You didn't feel that? And he's like, no, what happened? And I'm like, I cut you, bro. Like, oh, and he goes, you know what? Yeah, you, the fuck? He went like this and held a blood in his hand. I was like, fuck. Uh, I told him, I was like, bro, I can't charge you for this, bro. Like, I'm, you can just, it's on the house. He goes, well, I better be. It better be. That client never came back, bro. He never came back. I felt so bad. I wonder how he's doing now. Now I think about it, now that I think about it, but I never ever seen him again. But yeah, dude. Would you say like if barbering didn't exist, like would you be still doing construction?
I don't know. I feel like I'd find something else. I'd have to, cause like doing construction that whole time I was like as young, it like being around my uncles, they pretty much made me hate it. Cause it's just, oh, go get this, go get that, and from a distance, just you watch a little bit, you do a little bit, but mainly you're up and down. You're there.
You're a gopher, pretty much.
Yeah.
You're a gopher.
So it's,
And to you, so you kind of like obviously you were forced to learn things a huevo,
mhm.
like you had no other option to do
Yeah,
that. But if you think about it, dude, that's a skill in itself because you know how to do shit. Like and now if you think about it, you can do a handyman business if you wanted to. You know how to do shit. Like I'm fucking surprised, you know. Um, so going back to you just had twins,
yeah,
right? Like two little girls,
yeah.
right? So how has that been like trying to run your business? Like how has that been with parenthood and like adapting to being a dad now? Like how's your sleep first of all?
My sleep, it's gone,
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. I told you, man. I told you.
Yeah,
It's but a lot of people don't understand. People that don't have kids don't understand it. Like you don't mind doing it, like right? Like you
yeah,
don't mind doing it because it's your kids. Like it's a weird phenomenon. Like it's different from your niece and nephew where you can just give them back like pinches borrillos. It's fucking
yeah.
annoying, you know. But when it's your blood, it's weird. Like you look at them and you feel something inside, right? Like you're like, oh shit, this is like I waited for you all my life. Like this is what you look like. Dope.
Yeah,
You know, like I guess my next question is like, would you say that's your why this has to work?
definitely, definitely.
There's a saying that I read in the book where if your why doesn't make you cry, then that's not your why. Like if you think about it hard enough and it makes you fucking like emotional, that's your why. And I can vouch for that because I think about my kids. I'm thinking about my girl. I'm like I have mouths to feed. Like this fucking has to work. However, like I'm not gonna quit just because things get hard.
Yeah,
And I think that that's what a lot of young barbers end up doing is they think that it's this like rock star lifestyle. I mean, would you kind of agree on that? Like,
yeah. A lot of like the young people, they see it off social media and they see all the money they can make, but they don't take into consideration that you have to build it like brick by brick. You
client
have
by
to
client, bro.
find your clients, buy your tools, rent a station. It's not easy.
It's not easy. It's a whole thing, bro. Like it's a whole thing. Me being a brand new shop owner, like that's pushing me to become a better leader because not only do you guys depend on me here to show up every day, I'm also dependent at home. I have to show up for them as well. So I definitely think that this is pushing me and stretching me in a way where I've never ever had to
Yeah,
before, and in a good way because whenever I have hard days and then they pass, I'm like, oh wow, that I actually learned a lot about myself, and I'm sure you're learning a lot about yourself now that you have
yeah.
your kids now, right? It's like fuck, I thought I was patient. I thought I was patient. I guess
Me
I
too.
guess fucking not. Shit. Um, but yeah, dude. So like, what is like one thing you can tell your like younger self when you started like cutting hair, like that you can like go back in time and you know what, do this and so that way you can get there quicker.
Honestly, I like one thing I wish I would have changed was how like stuck up about barbering I was, because I was like, oh, I just gotta learn this and I'm good. But in reality, is you gotta learn every day. You learn something new no matter what.
And that's what I like about you, dude. Is you're open minded to learning new things because a lot of the times, especially like when like being a shop owner, I see it all the time now. Like all the barbers that have been here and that came and went. Like some either stick or some don't. Some see the vision, some don't. You know what I mean? So I can honestly say like whenever I give you feedback, you take it and you take it and you run with it. You don't just like, oh fuck, I'm gonna he's hating on me or something, because I've tried giving feedback to certain barbers and they just I'll back off. You know what I mean? I'm just like, you know what, I know my place, and if they want the feedback, they'll come and they'll ask me. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but like, what is like one of your biggest pet peeves when it comes to barbering? Like for me, I know for a fact it's when clients run late. Like I get it. Like this is why I do our appointments, because I've learned from the back end where to me the hour of the appointment for me is more so like if I'm late, it's cool. I still got 45 minutes to cut your hair. I can knock out a haircut in 20 minutes if I wanted to. So off of back end, I learned how to combat that. But for
Mm-hmm.
you right now in your business, what is like one pet peeve that you've seen that you can't grab, like you
Oh,
can't fix right now, or you try to fix it, but then it comes back in another form.
yeah. The one thing I know you've probably dealt with this a couple times, but I know your clientele's more older, so you don't get it too much. But like young kids, middle school, elementary kids, like sometimes they're hella shy, so they won't talk, and sometimes there's times where you show them the mirror and they're like this, just straight face, no reaction, and I'm like, do you like it or not?
Yeah, and that's why because at one point I was like very like, okay, if you have to cut, cool, get out of the church so I can get the next one. I started learning that I had to be a people person. Like I had to like really be myself. Like the way you are with your people is
Mm-hmm.
the way people in your chair deserve to they deserve that kind of
Yeah.
interaction with you, because at the end of the day, that's part of your brand. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? Like every barber, believe it or not, they're a fucking brand, and that's why people pay what they pay to come see you, because of the
Yeah.
brand. You know. Um, but yeah, dude, like I guess that's honestly a pet peeve that I definitely think you'll eventually solve with skill and eventually pricing when you go up on
Mm-hmm.
pricing and stuff like that. Like a lot of the times, most of the time actually, the clients that don't see the value will get weeded out, which is not a bad thing. I guess my next question is like, would you prefer a high ticket, or would you prefer like the volume?
I think you already asked that one.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah. No. So I guess in a sense of like when you go the route of high ticket, it really brings in I guess you could say better quality clientele in a
Mm-hmm.
sense, because I've been there where I've charged $25 and or $30 or whatever, and those clients are very hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because like people always ask me like, are your clients picky? And I'm like, not necessarily, because they know what they're getting. Because this is why I always tell you, post your content, post,
Yeah.
you know, content creation is wealth creation at the end of the day. Like your content, your videos that you post is an asset to your business. At some point, that asset is going to come back and bless you at the end of the day. So I always tell people that, because that builds trust with whoever wants to come in and support you, or whoever wants to come in and buy from you or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's why I always tell you, post your content, post your content, post your content, because that's what's gonna generate your new clientele. You know.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I had a client
Right.
that came in, brand new client, didn't know nothing about me, and it was cool. Like we got to know each other, talked a little bit, and honestly, he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw you off the Los Baños page." I was like, "Oh shoot, for real?" He was like, "Yeah, out of all the barbers that were on there, you stuck out." And when I went to go look at your prices, I was surprised that it's so cheap.
I've been telling you that, bro. I've been telling you that for the quality that you provide, um, most barbers that charge 50 or 60 are they fucking are not even compared to you, bro. Like, if I'm being honest with you, but but again, like I say this with a grain of salt. Like, you really have to have that mindset where it's $50, bro.
Mhm.
Just think about it, bro. it's funny because whenever I get a new client, oh, how much is it, bro? 75. At the beginning when I was charging $75,
Yeah.
that's how it was. Oh, 75. How much, bro?
Like 75.
Yeah. See, yeah, exactly. You know, but now it's like, oh, it's 75, bro.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, if you're not willing to pay that price, then don't expect others to do it.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Like whenever I would go to other barbers, I would pay them my price. Because to me, it's like if my clients are willing to pay me my price, then I'm gonna pay my price. Why the fuck not? There's one barber where I went to in Fireball, and I paid him 75. He goes, bro, you want change? I was like, nah, bro, it's good. He goes, what, bro? I thank you, my bro. Like it's good. Like I understand the craft. I know what goes into this. You know, so I genuinely believe, Mikey, if you wanted to be at 50, 55, you can do it now if you wanted to. But you really have to be strategic about it, and this is not just for Mikey, but for anybody that's watching. Is if you're gonna raise your prices, you have to have at least 3 to 6 months of cash revenue. You have to have you have to be getting at least 7 new clients a week, because at that point you're fucking book solid if you're 7 clients a week, at least five, and then we can run you through a business audit, which I know how to do. It's a whole equation that I actually built out that worked for me. So why wouldn't it work for you? So that's for anybody that's listening, not just for Mikey. If you have more than 120 new clients, 120, if you're cutting more than 120 heads a month, then there's something gonna break eventually. Like your business is just gonna break eventually. Like you have to keep elevating. That's why you see barbers always charging 120, $200 a haircut, because they can do it. You know, it's a mindset. I mean, think about it, bro. Like right now, can you genuinely say, "Oh, it's $200, bro"?
200. Oh,
Fucking crazy.
fuck.
Think about how that feels, though. Like,
Yeah.
fuck. Like, you know, I can pop out real quick. Yeah, it's $100, bro. You know, because I'm already getting that. You know. But once it's 125, 125. You know what I mean? You know.
150, 150.
No, you know that's the goal. That's honestly the goal, and it's crazy because like I remember when I went up to $50 the first time here in town, people lost their shit, bro. Like I pushed that boundary and people like lost their fucking minds, dude. This it went out more than 25 minutes. So how do you feel now that you built that bridge and you crossed it? Like told you you weren't gonna die.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
feel like it was cool. Like obviously telling my side of barbering, how I see it as like
whole.
being new to Los Baños. Because I was new even to Los Palos. I moved there when I was 16.
So you're from the Bay, correct?
Yeah, at the Bay.
Okay. Yeah, see, so you started from scratch, bro.
Yeah.
So, this is why I wanted to have you on the pod, because I definitely want people to understand your story from your mouth, because I was telling Brendan that people have this like issue where they look at you or they hear things from other people, and then they create a story in their head, and they paste it onto you when that's not the real story, you know? I mean, some of it might be true, but for the most part, a lot of it is just speculation. Oh, well, this guy's this guy's that. So that's the point of this podcast, is to make connections and to make people understand that there's more to us than just barbering, dude. Like you're a brand new father. You know, you're figuring that out, right? You're fucking doing it, you know. So that's honestly awesome, dude. But yeah, so that's to wrap this up. This is Mikey. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Instagram and TikTok, it's Mickey Blends, MICKEY B1ENDZ.
Okay, I'll make sure I'll tag him in the description that way you guys can tap in with Mikey. And what's it called? And how can they book you? That way they can.
I have Booksy. They can find me on Booksy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that wraps up episode 4 for the Built for More podcast. I am your host Paco, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I have some pretty cool stuff planned, and later. That's it, bro. Yeah.